Namaskar, I Vishwaruparath welcome you all to Uday India Digital. Today I'll tell you about the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, before the start of the monsoon session of Parliament, stated that the Data Protection Bill, which would be present in Parliament and become law, will improve India's standing internationally. Mr. Modi said, and I quote, "This session is very important due to the nature of bills that are going to be introduced. They directly impact citizens. Our younger generations are completely in the digital world. The Data Protection Bill will provide trust to every citizen of the country. The bill will also increase the country's reputation in the world." So today, we will tell you about what this bill is all about. Since the Supreme Court declared the right to privacy to be fundamental in 2016, the Digital Personal Data Protection Law has been sought after by various segments of society with reasonable constraint. After its predecessor, the Personal Data Protection Bill was withdrawn by the government for the compliance-related concerns. The draft of the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill was published last year. The Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2022 or PDP Bill is a proposed law in India that would regulate the processing of personal data by both government and private entity. The bill was approved by the Union Cabinet on July 5th, 2023 and is expected to be introduced in Parliament soon. The PDP Bill defines the personal data as any information that relates to a natural person which can be used to identify that person either directly or indirectly. This includes information such as person's name, address, phone number, email address, IP address, and biometric data. The bill sets out a number of principles for the processing of personal data, including the following. Consent. Personal data may only be processed with the consent of the individual concerned. Purpose limitation. Personal data may only be processed for the purposes for which it was collected. Data minimization. Only the minimum amount of personal data necessary for the intended purpose should be collected. Accuracy. Personal data must be accurate and up to date. Security. Personal data must be stored securely and protected from the unauthorized access, use, disclosure, or destruction. Accountability. Data fiduciaries, that is, entities that process personal data, must be accountable for their compliance with the PDP Bill. The PDP Bill also gives individuals a number of rights with respect to their personal data, including the right to request access to their personal data, correction, request that their personal data be corrected if it is inaccurate or incomplete, erasure, request that their personal data be erased, restriction of processing, restrict the processing of their personal data, object to processing, object to the processing of their personal data, portability, that is, request that their personal data be transferred to another entity. The PDP Bill is expected to have a significant impact on the digital giants in India. These companies will need to comply with the new law, which could mean changes to the way they collect, use, and share personal data. For example, they may need to obtain explicit consent from individuals before collecting their personal data. They may also need to implement new security measures to protect personal data. The PDP Bill is a significant piece of legislation that will have a major impact on the way personal data is processed in India. The bill is designed to protect the privacy of individuals and give them more control over their personal data. It is also expected to have a positive impact on the digital economy by promoting trust and confidence in the use of personal data. Here are some specific examples of how the PDP Bill could be useful for Indians. It would give individuals more control over their personal data. For example, individuals would be able to request access to their personal data, correct any inaccuracies, and have their data erased. It would help to protect individuals from the misuse of their personal data. For example, the bill would prohibit the processing of personal data for discriminatory purposes. It would promote the growth of digital economy by creating a more secure and trustworthy environment for the collection and use of personal data. Overall, the PDP bill is a positive development for India. It is a step towards a more privacy-friendly digital environment that benefits both individuals and business. With this, I wrap up this edition. I hope you like it.